Well, it is finally time. What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back on this glorious day. Sunny as it can be on this Saturday. Hope that you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here and being here. Today, we are finally listening to The Who with their album, Tommy. We're going to listen to the first side of the album in celebration of hitting and reaching our subscriber goal. Why is it always hitting the goal? Why not just reach the goal? Regardless, 25K subscribers. I cannot thank you enough. I cannot give you my appreciation more than me and my words, and hopefully going through this album in which we are going to listen to the first side of the album, and then we will listen to the rest of the album. I gotta actually cross off this. I don't know why I was putting it back. And then in the next few days, we'll listen to the other sides of the album as well. Let me see if I can turn myself here. There's a lot of wires kind of under here, but I think this is working. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Make it official. So seriously, thank you guys so much for helping me get to 25K, helping the channel get to 25K, and I hope that you guys are looking forward to listening to Tommy from The Who. And that almost fell behind the thing. Okay, close enough. So, I don't want to make like a hugely long intro. I want to pretty much get right to it. So with The Who, I'm only familiar with like maybe a couple of songs. We listened to Eminence Front quite a long time ago. I think I've heard some of their other hits, but honestly, I'm not really sure. But regardless, today we're going through the first side of the album, which I was gifted a while back. So this is going to be like our celebratory cake. No, this is like our celebratory present. So let me just pull up the album here so I can tell you what's going to be on the first side before we go ahead and dig into it. So the first few tracks, it's going to be Overture, It's a Boy, 1921, Amazing Journey, Sparks, they're going to come into my house, and the Hawker, not the Harker, the Hawker. This is a rock opera. There's a story behind it. It's about a boy named Tommy. That is all that I know about the album. I have not looked into the story whatsoever or anything like that, so I'm not quite sure what to expect. But I figure it's better this way to kind of come up with my own interpretations of the lyrics and the story and such. And then we'll read perhaps what the actual band intended behind the music and everything. So thank you so much for being here. Let me just unwrap this because this is fresh. Not unwrapped at all previously as I was saving it. There we go. Let's open this together. I want to look at it with you guys. You know, I want to look at it, but I want to look at it with you guys. So first of all, like, I was looking at the album artwork. I did say I didn't want to talk too long. I was looking at the album artwork, and it seems like on the front, I can't quite tell if he's, like, feeling trapped somewhere. He's reaching out. Maybe he's reaching under. I don't know. It's, like, sky on top, so I feel like he's feeling trapped underneath something. And then, okay, this is kind of like from within the cage, like what he's looking out. This is us looking in past the fence through the cage, so to speak, and this is from his perspective, noted by the hand here, looking back out to the left, the sky to the right, perhaps some gardens, and then on the back cover, it seems he's punching through, as you can see there. So I actually need to pull up the disc, because we actually need to get this started. I don't know how long we've already been talking, but I did say I didn't want to talk long, but here we are. I have a fresh cup of coffee there to go along with our listen today. Make sure I pull out the right side. And, ooh. It's nothing better than pulling out a nice brand new vinyl. Is my wire long enough? Listen, there's been a couple of times when I've moved stuff around here. Let me take my headphones off because I can't. There's been too many times where I've pulled things and microphones and such, and listen, it only takes one mistake to really ruin this whole show. So, the volumes on everything should be adjusted, but I might have to like fine tune it as we listen. So just bear with me if it starts off not perfect, but I think it should be pretty close. We'll see. I have to change the settings when I use the record player here. So let's go ahead and get it started. I'll probably stop it after every track or every few tracks. We'll talk about it, and we'll go from there. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for everything. Let's get that thing started. Let me take a sip of the coffee. Turn my volume down a little bit. Let's go. That's good.
Captain Walker didn't come home. His unborn child will never know. It's a boy, Mrs. Walker. It's a boy.
Hold on. We'll go right back into it. I promise. I needed to stop it somewhere because I do want to talk just for a brief moment. Okay, I'll put it right back down in just a moment. I just want to talk about these two songs, Overture and It's a Boy. So Overture, obviously, is going to capture the essence of certain motifs and things we can hear throughout the rest of this album as we move forward. Will I be able to catch them? Probably not. Not on the first listen. But I really like how wide scoped it is. I like how there's obviously a focus on specific parts, and then they put them together. Wasn't expecting the horns. Like I said, I've never really listened to The Who, so I don't really know anything really much about them, except of course hearing certain names: Keith Moon, Pete Townsend, Robert Daltrey. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting and really cool. And I see that it's John Entwistle who's playing the bass. Yes, I do know that, but he's the one that's also performing those French horns. So that's, I don't know, I just thought that was really cool because that was something completely unexpected for me. I really like the lyrics and how we're already set up with this story with just such simple words, with just such simple lyrics. So in the overture, we already set the mood in a way for the album. Captain Walker didn't come home. His unborn child will never know him. Believe him missing with a number of men. Don't expect to see him again. So already we're getting the backstory. Tommy is going to grow up a fatherless boy. And we know he's a boy because the next track, It's a Boy, besides being the name of the song, the lyrics here, it's a boy, Mrs. Walker, it's a boy, a son, a son, a son. And so what I like is when the music changes, and it's kind of hard when I'm using the record because I can't always tell when one track ends and one begins. This one was obvious, wherever it's going next after It's a Boy. But I did think it was cool how the strumming from the guitar is very aggressive and frantic as we're talking about Captain Walker and how he's missing, and of course his death. I would assume, he says he's missing, so I would assume killed in action, but maybe there's going to be a twist where he wasn't killed, or you never know. And then those chords on the guitar begin to lighten up into something just a little more hopeful as we move into It's a Boy, from despair of death of a father, but this new life that is coming into the world. So I just think that was really cool, the way that the music changed in that regard. But let's go ahead and move on to the next track, which was already starting. Let me pull up what that next track is going to be, which is going to be 1921. Oh, this is taking back. This is going a long way back, huh? I didn't really know that. Let's go ahead and get back down.
Got a feeling 21 is gonna be a good year. You didn't hear it, you didn't see it. You won't see nothing, no one, never in your life.
Okay, so on this track, we're getting just a little bit more groove aligned. We're getting to something a little more rhythmic. Can I tell you immediately off the bat, the singing, the mood of the music, the quiet drama of it all reminded me a bit of Supertramp. I don't know if that's a comparison that others have made as well, but it's just one of those first things I'm feeling. I like the strong piano playing. The vocals even remind me of Supertramp. But I'm liking this. We got this nice drama-filled beginning, a kind of quiet setup with going into the story, and now we're moving into these. And I don't want to say these songs, because the other ones are songs as well, just kind of in a different way, more setting the stage. Now it seems like we're actually beginning to act upon the stage and to actually, develop where we've come from, I should say, which of course makes sense. Now I gotta tell you, I'm looking at the lyrics here, and I think I'm already lost. I'm 3 songs in, and I think I'm already lost. Got a feeling 21 is going to be a good year, especially if you and me see it together. Okay. Makes sense. I'm trying to figure out who are the characters, though, right? So you think 21 is going to be a good year. It could be good for me and her, but you and her, no, never. So we're getting a bunch of different perspectives now. Like, and it's changing constantly. What about the boy? What about the boy? He saw it all. Okay, we're clearly talking about Tommy, but what did Tommy see? You didn't hear it. I heard it. You didn't see it. I saw it. You won't say nothing to no one. I won't say nothing to no one. Never in your life, never in my life. Obviously, these are two people talking. I heard it, how absurd it all seems, without any proof. You didn't hear it, you didn't see it. They repeat that. Never tell a soul. Got a feeling 21 is going to be a good year. And they repeat those lyrics. I had no reason to be over optimistic, but somehow when you smiled, I could brave bad weather. Did it go back down? I thought it went back down. What about the boy? So who are the people talking about the boy? Because the father is supposed to be dead. Or missing in action. Right? This one I'm going to read it. Hold on. Because I don't want to lose myself in the story. So I feel like this one I might need to like find the story. Okay. So on Wikipedia there is a synopsis here. I promise you I'm not skipping ahead and reading it, okay? I'm going to read the first 3 sentences, which apparently describe the first 3 tracks. British Army Captain Walker goes missing during an expedition and is believed dead. Overture. His wife, Mrs. Walker, gives birth to their son, Tommy. It's a boy. Years later, Captain Walker returns home and discovers that his wife has found a new lover. The captain kills the lover in an altercation. Maybe I should stop reading there. Hold on. I don't think I got that far. Let me know. I'm going to season 7 and I'm still on season 1. Let me get out of that. Let me go back down here to the track listing so I have that. Okay. I think I went too far. So yeah, I guess Tommy's father is back home at this point. So who is this conversation taking place between? Is it the lover and the mother? Is the kind of feeling 21 was going to be a new year? If so, you think 21 was going to be here, but you and her, no, never. Oh, maybe the... Never tell a soul. So I guess maybe in this song he did kill the other guy already? Because the boy saw everything? He saw the murder? Oh, maybe. Maybe, and like, that's what he's like, he's looking through and seeing like the truth, like he's looking from wherever his safe place is, perhaps, and seeing these things occur. Kind of like Lucy Liu's character in Kill Bill in the anime sequence, when she sees everything perceived from under the bed. What a beautifully animated sequence, by the way. So let's just move on to the next track, which is going to be Amazing Journey. I don't know let's see where this journey's taking us. Let's go. I went way too far.
Deaf, dumb, and blind boy, he's in a quiet vibration land, loving life and becoming wise ground.
Bear with me, okay? I can't tell when the tracks start and stop. I'm just assuming that's the next song that's starting, which was a crazy transition. But let me talk about this one real quick, because there's a little bit to unpack on this one, okay? First of all, I didn't mention this before, but I think now I have to mention it. Keith Moon. His drumming is just so ecstatic, so energetic. It's so fun to listen to. Yeah, and of course the story at this point, it seems like... Actually, I want to talk about that in a second. Not just yet. But with the elation that the music comes up in this point, makes really good sense along with the story. And it's really driven from Keith Moon in here. With all his fills and everything, the vocals become just a little bit more dreamier. I'm kind of getting an idea of what's going on, but we're gonna talk about that in a second, because I have a comparison to make. One thing that I want to mention is going along with Keith Moon's drumming, which I've noticed when he did start earlier in the album, but the production on it. I want to talk about Moon in this particular tracks that we've already listened to in comparison to Bonham from Led Zeppelin. They both have this heavy kind of style on these not drum sets. I mean, yes, but like on, I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on this, but it sounds like they're playing rock and roll on jazz sets, on like big band drum sets, you know? Like, I'm sure they modified the sets according to their needs, but the way that they play is just really interesting. And on the back end of that, what makes it really unique, in my opinion, is the production of those drums. So for Bonham, we have this big, rounded, heavy style that his drum is allowed to kind of echo in its power in the music we've heard from Led Zeppelin. Here with Moon, we're getting something similar, except I'm getting just a tiny less on the power, a little bit more on the echo, and there's some sort of, like I said, like a jazz, not a jazz style, but an influence. More of like I keep on going back to like a band stand kind of sound. Like I don't know, I can't think of it. Like a big band. You know, jazz big band. That's kind of more the style I'm getting from it. Except Keith Moon was like the one who wanted to rock out. You know, playing with the marching band and that kind of thing. That's like the style I'm getting. And the production really lends itself to that. So yeah, Keith Moon and then the singing was kind of what stood out to me on this one. But I want to talk about these lyrics here. So coming off of what happened previously, which I'm still assuming the murder has already happened there. Deaf, dumb, and blind boy, he's in a quiet vibration land. Strange as it seems, his musical dreams ain't quite so bad. So he's already finding a form of escapism. He's already treading from reality, which has traumatized him, into fantasy, into dream, to escape that trauma. 10 years old with thoughts as bold as thoughts can be. Loving life and becoming wise in simplicity. So he's very creative in his mind, obviously helped by his imagination and such. Perhaps, in a sense, fueled by trauma as well. But what I thought was really interesting is the first line, deaf, dumb, and blind boy. Here's my question, which I don't think was answered in the previous track, and I don't know. Was he born deaf, dumb, and blind? Or was he made so because of the events he witnessed? And that he is just shutting up. He is just shutting down, in a sense. I don't think that was answered, actually, thinking about it. Sickness will surely take the mind where minds can't go. Come on the amazing journey and learn all you should know. A vague haze of delirium creeps up on me. All at once a stranger I suddenly see. He's dressed in a silver sparked glittering gown, and his golden beard flows nearly down to the ground. Nothing to say, nothing to hear, nothing to see. Each sensation makes a note in my symphony. He's a musical prodigy, but perhaps he's kind of stuck in his mind, in his own world. So when he was describing this figure appearing before him with the glittering gown and this beard, it's very fantastical. Like, I always try to picture like what we're reading and what I'm hearing, and you know, no matter how you spin it, I keep on thinking, actually, okay, I just thought of something. I keep thinking of like a fantastical figure, like, you know, someone's imagination kind of running wild. In comparison, like what I was thinking before, it reminds me a bit of Pan's Labyrinth, which is my favorite movie of all time. I love that movie. I can watch it all the time. It's a heavy movie, but it's a great one. And I don't want to spoil it, but Ophelia uses her imagination, perhaps, to escape from certain traumas and things going on around her in her life. And I'm kind of getting a similar idea with Tommy. Here's my other thought that I just thought about. The person that appears says he's dressed in a silver sparked glittering gown. His golden beard flows nearly down to the ground. Now, I could be reading too far into it at this point, but is he put into some sort of therapy because of what he's seen? Because according to others and how they see him, he's deaf, dumb, and blind, so perhaps they're sending him to some sort of therapy or medical treatments, and this person with the beard and the gown is actually a doctor or an aide of some sort, or a therapist. I'm getting some sort of fantasy reality bending between here. At least that's what I'm thinking. And then the ending lines, he is your leader, he is your guide on the amazing journey, together you'll ride. I think we're getting somewhere with this one. Hey, let's move on to the next track, which is going to be Sparks. Let's go. This is good. It's good. Oh, loving that. That's it? I think that's already the end of this side. That is so quick, and what an abrupt end. That's such a like an abrupt ending. Okay, so I'm just assuming we've skipped a few years in Tommy's childhood and we're like into his early, I don't know, teens, or he could be an adult for all I know. You can tell her daddy gave her magic. I can tell by the way she walks. What a weird way to say that she has good genes. What a weird way to why bring her daddy into this if you're just talking about her looks? I don't know. That's you're reaching too far now. The hawker. I don't know what this. I don't know what a hawker is. So I guess that's a slang term perhaps for something, because I don't know what hawker means. But this song, first of all, Moon's drums, boom, 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 just pounding, just powerful. This song really encapsulates what I was mentioning before about the power of his drums and just how much room it's given. He shoots it off like cannonballs in this track, and the singing is just a little bit more aggressive, a little not sultry, but there's a little bit of like a lust perhaps behind it, maybe of course in accordance with the lyrics, but there's something else behind it. There's this sexiness, a brash sexiness to it, and just the way he's shouting there. There's something about the song, but this song is kind of fun. I'm really saying that because of the drums, though. I just like how heavy they are. But Daltrey is kind of going, not sultry, but like I said, just a little extra heat beneath there. And then of course the guitar, bum 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 bum. I'm sorry, it's Moon. Moon's really making this one for me. So let me. I guess there's maybe a subtitle to this track, which is called Eyesight to the Blind, which of course is what he says that this person, I mean, when they walk, it brings eyesight to the blind, which Tommy was described as deaf, dumb, and blind, now that I'm thinking about it. So perhaps this person, this lady, you know, in a sense cured him, or in a sense like lit him up, so to speak, because I don't think he was, I don't know. You know, I don't know what the story is going or where it's going. But I don't think he's like literally or physically disabled necessarily. I think it's just psychological from the trauma. And then perhaps this woman is kind of opening him up. You know, it's kind of like, I haven't listened to this album in probably over 10 years. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. Isn't it like Sweet Sister Mary, maybe? Honestly, I don't remember one of the song, but it's one of those songs. I'm kind of getting like a somewhat similar idea, I guess. I honestly don't even remember the story that much, so I probably shouldn't talk about what I don't remember. But anyways, it's a good album, Operation Mindcrime. The second one? But yeah, this person is opening Tommy up. You talk about your woman, I wish you could see mine. Hold on. So who's talking to Tommy? I think it's like a friend or someone else talking to Tommy, because Tommy's blind. And this person's saying, you talk about your woman, I wish you could see mine, because he can't see. You talk about your woman, I wish you could see mine. Every time she starts loving, she brings eyesight to the blind. You know her daddy gave her magic. I can tell by the way she walks. Every time she starts to shake and the dumb begin to talk. She's got the power to heal you, never fear. She's got the power to heal you, never fear. Well, maybe this, is it a prostitute? Like someone's bringing a prostitute over to heal Tommy? Because he's saying here in the lyrics, like, you know, when she does her thing, the dumb begin to talk, she brings eyesight to the blind, Tommy is perceived as blind, and etc. So I don't know how old Tommy is at this point. It gets kind of weird. I don't know. Let me go to that synopsis just to see what's actually intended here. Hopefully I don't read too far at this point. Let's see. Okay, well, I missed this part because I really didn't read any further sentences. Going back to, I guess, 1921, just reading this. Tommy's mother brainwashes Tommy into believing he did not see or hear anything, shutting down his senses and making him deaf, dumb, and blind to the outside world. Okay. Maybe I missed that. Maybe I missed that part. I missed the hypnosis angle. I missed that part totally. I thought it was trauma. I'm still kind of leaning, honestly, towards that. And I didn't even talk about Amazing Journey, which was just an instrumental. Very nice. I mean, very beautiful instrumental. And I think that was kind of perhaps Tommy's life up to this point when we're talking about Hawker, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how old Tommy is at this point. I don't think he's a boy anymore, though. Tommy now relies on his sense of touch and imagination, developing an inner psyche. Amazing journey / sparks. Okay, yeah, and then a quack claims his wife can cure Tommy. Okay, well, that's interesting. Okay, I stopped right there. I'm not reading. So a quack, like I guess like a snake oilsman, a snake. What is that called? A snake salesman, a snake oilsman, a snake. I don't remember what it's called. The people like that would sell you fake tonics and that kind of thing. You know, it's like in Sweeney Todd. Remember? What's the guy's name? Sweeney Todd. They have the contest. It's such a great song and movie and everything. Anyways, I'm getting way too out. Way out of track here. This is kind of fun to listen to. I like it because it's not like over dramatic. It is, I mean, I guess I'm getting that rock opera feeling in its continuity and the story and the drama, but it's not like so overblown. It's actually pretty quaint and pretty simply like directed, you know? It's just the feel of everything. It feels really good. So I'm not pleasantly surprised because I was expecting something good from the album, but I'm enjoying this quite a bit. So hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. You can let me know your thoughts on these tracks in the comments below. Tomorrow we will go ahead and listen to part 2, side 2, which just to end the video, that's going to be the tracks. Hold on. Side 2. Christmas, Cousin Kevin, The Acid Queen, and Underture. I like that. Overture. Underture. Who are you funny? Anyways, have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, if you don't mind, like the video before you leave. You can also subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below. Like the video. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support me on Patreon. And that's kind of it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.